So a good habit to get into is when you get on the Sierra Avalanche Center, I usually when the wet for the go under the forecast. Right away, I'll look at like what's going on for the day and what the forecasters have published, and then I go right down to the bottom and I start reading it backwards. So I read from the bottom, I look at the weather, I look at what the overnight temperatures were, I look at what the temperatures are going to be later on in the day, and then I go back up to the top. Or as I'm going up to the top, I'll read some observations. And then when I get back up to the top, I read about the elevation bands, the danger, what they're talking about for the day, where avalanches might exist, is there a persistent weak problem? Has there been wind loading? And then I read the avalanche problems that they have forecasted for the day. I might even go a little bit deeper and look in the observation page and read some recent observations for where I want to go. Maybe it's awesome in one zone, but there's another zone that's got some tricky pockets. And I want to make sure that I am being safe, especially when you're snowmobiling. It's so dynamic. Like, who snowmobiles here? And you ride with a group. You get out there, and then everyone goes off in the wind. So you want to make sure that you're looking at the whole zone that you're going into. So reading the forecast, great habit. It's posted daily at 7 a.m. And make sure you talk about this at the trailhead. This is a discussion while you're talking about your safety gear, while you're doing your transceiver check, while you're making sure your radios are all on the same channel. So again, this is the top part of the forecast page. So it discusses the avalanche danger, talks about the outlook for the next day, and then it goes through all the problems. Sometimes we'll have up to 3 problems. Sometimes we'll have a problem that will exist for a week, the exact same problem. Storm problems don't typically last for longer than a couple days after a storm. Persistent problems can last for a week or more. So again, there's question marks like Duncan had mentioned on that video. If you're unsure about anything, you just hover over it and it'll explain it in full for you. So your safety margins. Based on who your partners are and what conditions you anticipate, create a very general safety margin before deciding details like where you'll go for the day. In other words, how close are you willing to get where you think avalanches might be? Is this a good day to stay far away? Are you going to keep it simple and stay in low angle terrain? Or are you ready to step out, get into bigger terrain, expose the group more, depending on the ability of your riding group? And then you want to add location margins using the elevations and the aspects, and then timing margins. So that's a good thing to read with the weather. So you want to know, are we going into warming in the afternoon, or is it going to get colder? Am I going to have cloud cover? Cloud cover is really important. It does a lot to the snowpack and the snow surface, so it changes those first few inches. And it's important to be cognizant of this and realize it when you're going out. So after you create those safety margins, then you can kind of decide where you want to go. So the mountain riding is dynamic. And we know that when we've been out there with people can just go wherever they want. So you want to be able to keep an eye on your group. Buddy system is really important. Communication is another one. So while you're making specific linear plans that are easy to talk about, it becomes different when you're out in the backcountry. So what you say at the trailhead might change the minute we get out there. I get powder fever, like, not gonna lie, it's fun. So then before you leave, you wanna confirm your details. So who am I going with? That's a really important thing to me. I have my best riding partner right here with me, and And
Wait a second.
I got a cred puppy. We've been riding together for a really long time, so we know when we go out there what we're gonna do. And then what do I need? What's the weather? What's our plan? Finding terrain within these safety margins and then evaluate it to see if it meets our needs, our goals for the day, our time frame, how far out do we want to go, what's our turnaround time. So you want to choose a trailhead that has at least 2 of those objectives, and then think about like plan A, plan B. Another good thing is to get in a habit letting somebody know who's not going with you where you're going and what your plan is for the day and what time you plan to come home. Even if you're safe, your equipment might break down, and that takes a long time to fix sometimes. So your health is fine, your body is okay, but you're out in the dark fixing a sled, and your people at home are worried about you. So, you always want to have this check-in process. And then discuss your emergency plan. So what happens if someone gets hurt? Who am I going to call? Do you know somebody you're going to call? Do you have all of that stuff in place before you leave? I have a check-in system, and I use it regularly. Even when I'm out with him, I check in with other friends who are not with me. And it's just a good habit to get into. And then, does everybody know how to use their emergency gear? Do you wear an airbag? Do you know how to deploy it? Do you know how to repack it? Do you know how to empty the air out of it? Like, these are things we need to practice with our equipment. Do we know how to use our shovel? Do we know how to assemble it quickly? Do we know how to use our probe and assemble it quickly? So this is like preseason stuff that I know we don't have too much snow yet, but you can always practice this stuff now. Your transceiver. There's a few things that you want to check on your transceiver to make sure that it's working properly. You want to check the screen, you want to check the batteries, you want to check functions that it's working in, both send and receive. Putting fresh batteries in at the beginning of the year is always a good, it's just recommended. So you take the batteries out, otherwise they get corroded.
Are there any vegan parks in Tahoe? Like practice parks?
Sugar Bowl has one?
Eventually.
I know, so when Lake Tahoe snowmobilers,
I was asking if there were any like vegan practice parks. When I lived in Idaho, there was one at Bogus Basin. So I didn't know if they have one here.
There's a rescue training class on here at Wind Center. It's the 11th of January, maybe. And they're doing all that.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you can sign up now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm teaching them.
Italian,
Oh yeah, I'm teaching them. So Lake Tahoe snowmobilers, they have a beacon park, and on their ride days, which I think, Murph, are they the second Saturday? Second Saturday of every month. So they rotate between North Lake and South Lake, and they have a beacon park.
Okay.
And usually myself or one of the other SAC board members will run that. So yeah,
Okay.
we got plenty of practice for you. Okay. So more with confirming the details, getting your gear. Recommended is a 3-antenna transceiver. So those are the newer ones that are out on the market. An Avalanche shovel that is aluminum. So in the beginning of the season, you want to check the welds on it. You want to make sure if it's telescoping handle that it works. Your probe, we are a maritime snowpack, so we are a deeper pack. So any probe that is less than 280 centimeters is a little bit too short for our snowpack. You might not need a 320, but that's the highest they go up to. But make sure it works, because sometimes the cables inside will get boogered up. The connections where they connect can get cracked. And then if that thing doesn't deploy and fully like go together, you can be in trouble because that's one of your first lifelines, finding somebody if they were caught in an avalanche. Like you find them with the transceiver, but then if you can't probe for them, you're digging forever.
Also, I'm going to say that all the probes in the grapple are 300 plus, so.
Okay. Let's see. All right. So now when we're on the snow, stopping to talk is like very, very important. We stop and talk several times. We'll go to a little pocket. We're like, the snow wasn't that great here. Let's go somewhere else. But you need to communicate that with the entire group. Make sure the entire group is back. Don't just decide, I don't like this zone, we're going to another one. You know this other little spot in this next drainage. You're gonna go over to another drainage. Make sure that gets communicated. I know now with 7S, it's really awesome. You can see where all your riding buddies are, but they have to have the same thing. So yeah, stopping and talking several times throughout the day. First at the trailhead, talk about your emergency gear, review your plan. Then again, talk on the snow. Managing your group using spacing. That's really important. Always eyes on, especially if you are in thick trees or if you're in any kind of avalanche terrain. Use your radios, use signals. If you're the last one, figure out what signals are that you want to use with your group. Turning around, those kind of things. Maintaining awareness of the conditions and the terrain as you move through them. So did it call for rapid warming? Do I now have cloud cover? Or is the sun coming out? Am I seeing roller balls? We usually don't see those until the springtime, but things like that you need to be aware of because that's changing the snowpack. Moisture is constantly moving within that snowpack, and that's increasing or decreasing our chances of avalanches. And just using those alerts on that's on the blacklist. So these are really good. We have all my friends that I ride with, we have these right on our sleds, so we don't have to take a book out. We just look down, look at these. All right, sweet. Let's go here now.
We got a lot here.
Yeah, we have more. Yeah, managing your group. Really important. Stopping in safe locations. So here I'm just doing a side hill cut right now. So I was actually just checking to see for any avalanche danger. And you could do that on little slopes. If you get it to slide, well, maybe I need to stay off of these slopes right now. Maybe it's not good to go into terrain. Don't park your group at the bottom of a huge bowl. I know it's really cool to watch, but there's sort of a run out zone. Okay, so run out zones are how far an avalanche will actually travel. So if you get into all like alpha angle and stuff, you can figure it out. You can figure out a safe spot to stop your group, and everyone can have eyes on while one person high marks or bow ties or plays on the hill, and everyone else watches from below in a safe spot. So that's also a really good habit to get into. Don't park your buddies at the bottom of or underneath trigger points. So we have trees can be trigger points. Cliff bands can be trigger points. There's a lot of trigger points out there. So knowing what those are, and if you take an avalanche class, we go over those like in detail. So you won't second guess, is this a trigger point? You'll just know. Knowing where your partners are. Let's see. What else? Buddy system. Maintaining awareness. So that's constantly looking at these stickers. So keeping it simple, the more conditions alerts that exist, the fewer terrain alerts you want to expose to people to. So the more that I have on the top checked off, the less I want to have on the bottom. What type of terrain is the group comfortable with? who's heard of the ACE? The ACE, it's the Avalanche Avalanche Exposure Terrain Scale. And sometimes you'll hear simple, challenging, or complex. You might also hear small, medium, or big. So we're using both of those, kind of intertwining them now with A3 and other providers. So kind of get to familiar with what those mean and what your comfort level is. Obviously, a flat meadow is no exposure, or that's also simple. Let's see, and then go through the checklist. You want to look for other signs of instabilities, like shooting cracks, woofing. You can do informal avalanche, like snowpack tests. You can do just a simple shovel tilt, and we teach you those in all the avalanche classes. And it's just to look for some weak layers in the top. Typically, the smaller slopes and drainages, and with our snowpack, they don't slide to the ground. We have a lot of anchors here in the Sierra Nevada, unlike Colorado where they have grassy slopes, so they don't have those anchors. That's why their entire slope will slide. We have these anchors that it's nice. All right, so thank you guys. I really appreciate all of you being here and taking your time out of your night, coming to listen to me talk. And if you have any questions, happy to answer them.
Thank you.
Before we get to drawing some raffle tickets, if anyone has any questions for Tasha, let's ask them now. And she does have an airbag too, one of the new Ortobox electric bags. If anyone's curious, like hasn't seen an airbag, doesn't know what it looks like or anything, she can show you hers and then maybe even to pull it or something.
I can totally deploy it.
But yeah, if you have any questions about airbags, a lot of folks don't have them quite yet. And there's a motorized avalanche rescue class from Sierra Avalanche Center, January 11th. You'll see Dustin there. But Sierra Avalanche Center, they have tons of courses throughout the winter, and so the big reason why I wanted to put this event on was because I did the all women's motorized level 1 course a couple years ago with Tasha. It was the first all women's one, and it was free. So they put on a lot of free motorized courses and just a lot of non-motorized courses as well. But that's a really great resource. Like these courses can be expensive. There's a lot of time and resources that go into them. So I want to be able to give back to this organization that gives a lot back to the community every day, putting out a forecast, getting people out there. So thank you all who did buy raffle tickets, for those proceeds going straight to Sierra Avalanche Center and Sierra Avalanche Center for being here, Tasha for being here and leading this. So yeah, if you guys have those questions, ask them now, and we'll get ready to draw some tickets. Last chance, I will give you guys some time to, if you want to buy some more tickets, last chance to do that. So we've got beacon shovels, probes, these kits. We've got some great apparel over there, handlebars and grips, a lot of fun stuff. But that rescue gear for sure, if you don't have it, now's a great chance to get it at a great deal.
Question. Okay, so we had a question about 7S. So 7S is on the Polaris snowmobiles. It's basically like a GPS tracking. So you pair with your friends, and then you can see exactly where they are the entire time. And to attest, one of our buddies, actually my husband was out with him. Mikey, I'm going to tell a story. One of our buddies, he was out with like a group of 4 or 5 buddies, and all of a sudden, that was his buddy, and he noticed he wasn't moving. And he wasn't moving for like a couple minutes. And he heard him trying to get a hold of him on the radio. Well, he had mousetrapped himself. So mousetrapping is like when you get your sled up and over and you're buried underneath it. So he was stuck underneath it, trying to get to his mic, couldn't get his sled off of him. Mikey realized that he wasn't moving, so he went back because he saw exactly where he was, and he rolled his sled off. So I live by it. I won't ride a sled without it, but I mean it's now because I have it. So.
Another thing about this MS too, make sure that you guys are locked up together, like in the parking lot, you're on loading zone, and it's working properly. But then check back again a few minutes later, 10, 15, 20 minutes later, a couple miles in, because I've had experiences with it, with like me, Andrew, and Karen have been out, and we've had to reconnect again.
Yeah, sometimes they glitch.
But it's something to pay attention to, and you'll notice it, pretty quickly. But it's important to like hold on, let's stop, let's get this. Sometimes you have to like turn it all the way off, reset it, hold the button, reset it, and then start it again.
Did you do was it the update? Did you do an update?
Do
On
the
it?
updates, check the updates, the software.
Yeah, check the software
Yeah.
updates.
It was pretty glitchy the first couple of years.
I think it was even last year after the update, last time that we had to like do it. Right.
Are there any other questions? All right. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Now I'm thirsty. Yes. Yes.
Questions for you guys, and we'll pop the flag, mats, couple base layers, t-shirts. All right, trivia time real quick.
Trivia time. Which of these is called the archetype of avalanches? Is it snow, wind, or sun?
Sun.
Win.
Wind.
I don't know what I've got for you. I hope it works. It's a pass.
What is the minimum time recommended to wait after a storm to allow new snow to settle and strengthen? Is it 2 hours, 8 hours, or 24 hours? 24. Okay. All right. Which unit of measurement is used by avalanche transceivers to identify distance to a signal? Is it feet, yards, or meters?
Meters.
We got a smart crowd here. Okay.
Right, who's in that
Slope angle. Within which range of slope angles do the majority of avalanches occur? Is it 10 to 50, 30 to 45, or 35 to 55?
30 to 45.
30 to 45. They get an avalanche occurring 28 degrees.
Last trivia question.
Okay. Roller balls on the snow surface indicate what is occurring. Is it wind loading, new snow, or excessive warming of the pack?
Excessive warming.
Okay.
Oh, we have the jersey.
Oh, yes, I'm important. This one you have to raise your hand for.
Yes, this one is important. No shouty outies. these objects can cause electronic interference to a transceiver. Snowmobile, cell phone, power line, smartwatch, or all the above?
All the above.
All the above.
And yes, thank you so much, Tasha. Christine is going to talk about her amazing organization Beyond the Downs, where you can find more Avalanche information.
Hi, I'm Christine. I'm one of the co-founders of Beyond the Boundaries. We're a women's snowboard camp and tour company. So we run weekend trips throughout the U.S. We have one in Tahoe that's our park-based, but we also are expanding more into all mountain and backcountry stuff. So we're really excited to offer a full ARI course, partnering with Alpenglow. If you're interested in something non-motorized, I'm not a snowmobiler yet, but if you're accessing that terrain via a splitboard and you don't have your ARI 1 and you're interested, you might have. I feel like the first thing I ever did was go to something like this, and I was like, wow, I do not know enough. I need to know more. So if you're feeling that and you want to expand your knowledge, we still have some spots left. It is December 17th through 19th, so it's midweek, so you're gonna have to have a little bit of a Tahoe wonky schedule, but feel free to talk to me or Fancy as well over here, and we can chat with you. And yeah, thank you. And big shout out to Taryn. I wanted to just give you thank you, because this is such a cool gathering. When I walked in, I was like, oh my god, there's so many women here. It's amazing. So I know she put a lot of work into it, and it turned out really awesome. So thank you.
Okay, guys, thank you all for being here. All of our sponsors, we got Black Diamond, Orca Box, Lilo, Wild Ride, Hula Fun, Cheetah Factory Racing, Car Race Rock, Alpinistas, 2B Outerwear, WPS, Truckee Power Sports Supply, Garmin, and Sierra Adventure Vans, because well, so that Garmin really. And I'm sure I'm missing people, but as we go through the prizes, I'll call them out more. But again, like I mentioned in the beginning, without them, we wouldn't have this amazing raffle, and they were all part of my mission to gather women and get us all the tools and knowledge we need to get out in the backcountry and feel like we can ask questions and talk to each other in an environment that we don't feel like, we don't want to ask the question, right? A lot of times that will happen. Maybe we feel like it's stupid or this or that. And I do feel like there's a real power in all women's gatherings where we can just feel a little more comfortable and confident. And in these situations, we can meet more partners to go out with into the backcountry, be it human-powered or motorized, whatever it is. And whether it's human-powered or motorized, we all enjoy getting out in the backcountry. And I think that that's something we all need to keep in mind too. There's a lot of, arguments versus human-powered or not, but we all have it in that same love for what we're doing and experiencing out there. So there's ways to protect the backcountry that isn't just like, no, you can only walk there. So I think there is an aspect to the motorized community that Truckee and Tahoe in particular maybe isn't talking about a lot. And we as the motorized community do still care about the environment and want to be out there as much as people who are only accessing it via human power. So then we can all come together as one community who enjoys getting out deep in the backcountry for some untouched
6535. Anybody?
We might be still searching over here. It's long.
6644. And 6649.
6550. And 6516. 6516. Six, four, seven, four, 6474. 6587.
6587.
Danny, that's you.
6661. 6661. Yay. 6736.
6736.
Six, four, four, six. 6446. 6517. 6517. If you got it, come on up.
Just twice. That's amazing. And 6588. 6588. And the winner is 6655. 6655. 6655.
If you put it for this.
Six, 6505. 6505. For ladies. 6643, are you with the house? For you, your number is 6670. 6670, are you in the house?
Pretty pink pants.
Six five 6539, flannel for you. 6539. Really great technical piece. You can bike in it, you can do whatever you want, you can party in it. You can do something. 6443. 6443. Where are you?
Right? I know.
I do have a couple options of color in this piece, and this is a small jacket. I have a medium and a gray. So the winner, if we can switch that out at the end, you can find me and I can show you the other colors, or if you need the medium jacket, we can. Oh yeah, this is from me. 6510. 65 Amy, I don't know where I'm right here. Here she is. Cheers. 6589. 6589. So, as long as your outer layer is a drop seat too, that's quite convenient. Otherwise, it's still super cute, long ride. And it also doesn't smell like snow line, by the way, outerwear, so like, look around for that. 6559.
That's exciting.
All right, and we're going to hold back to please. Colton, this is donated from Avalanche, who was a big part of helping me put this together. Partnered on it with their whole community, and they do awesome adventure guided tours and things like that. As well, they also have an e-commerce site, and they do a base camp at the lodge off of Highway 431, just down from Mount Rose, where they're going to have some retail for sale, and there's a couple events going on there in the next couple weeks. So really great organization again supporting women getting outside all throughout the year.
Only a few minutes drive.
6450. 6450.
Handlebars and grips.
And the winner is 6546. 6546. $500 retail value.
satellite communication device is a really great thing to have, whether it's an interview committee or the messenger. It's a way to make sure you can communicate if people ask for get help if you don't have cell phone service, or even just checking in with your family if you're on like a long trip, a couple days overnight or something, just to make sure like your family's not worried about you and like you can get to your point and you're like, hey, good, I'm safe, whatever. So it's a really great piece of gear to have in your backpack. Like I said, all throughout the year if you're ever traveling out of cell phone range. So if you don't have one, look into it.
I want to know some trick.
So, one thing about the station here, we're going to do the Orthodox direct voice. This is not just to look at your moment. The winner will talk to her and show me your information. That you your. The winner will not be taking one home tonight and will get the information to Tasha and she will get it to you. And she can go over to the direct voice we had last year. So this is the first meeting that we lost together. So even if you know you're going to be your person to be in, having the voice adds another layer of just like calming down, not having to stare at your screen. You're listening to it say like literally like turn right, go forward, walk 10 yards, start crowing. Again, it's just another way that you can get what you're doing. It's a little edge off. So it's great for beginners or anyone who knows what they're doing. A lot of professional guys out there are still using the voice. This is just for beginners in the back.
And the winner is 6627. 6627. Woo! Congratulations. Okay, so it's her, but she needs to give her a photo.
Okay, last two prizes here. Thanks to Western Power Sports and Trevor Power Sports Supply for letting us up with a Avalanche kit with fly razor, back tie, SP1, probe, and shovel with a saw in it. So with a saw, but it was for the cutting and snow saw. And our winner for this chick is
6682. 6682.
That's pretty bad.
last one, we got a little kid here from Black Diamond Beach, some rope, and our winner is
Julie 6740. 6740.
awesome. Thank you all for coming, and yes, we said everyone here provided these donation prizes for us. Trucking Food Company, of course, provided the pizza, the wings, corn, beer, couple restaurants down the road. If you like your food, the beer's at little spots, and we're hoping to host more events like this throughout the year. And of course, the best Tasha here at Avalanche Center. All you guys who bought raffle tickets, like I said, all those proceeds went straight to them. So thank you so much for supporting them tonight and enabling them to put on free courses, plus all the other courses and resources they provide throughout the year. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
That was meant to be kidding. Yeah. I'll go over to you.
Is there a place that I can toss this out?
There is
Okay. Thank you. please.
Yeah, I'll take it. Thank you.
Those things are so cool. You started kind of running a little bit, but then I started wearing bib and I'm like, this is too much to go tonight. Yeah. There's too many things happening. Yeah, it's like basically a whole top and bottom. And then the best part about it is you don't get snowed under.
I like that.
Which is why I started wearing bibs. Also, I just like bibs because I'm kind of hefty and never been over it. I've always been
Always uncomfortable. Congrats, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I was laughing that I was like, every black guy weekend I've ever had has been recalled. And she was just like, not working. I'm like, of all the things that you want to work on,
That's mandatory.
yes. And I had an Ortobox beacon and I sold it because I had a kid. And I was like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And then I got another Black Diamond beacon and that got recalled. Sold that one after I fixed the one. And then I got another one and that one got recalled.
That makes me
I was kind of laughing. I was like, maybe Black Diamond should make beacons.
the diary that's like really recalled. It's like, you know how it's so easy to place a recall too?
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
kind of don't want that to be a recall.
I know. Not at all. And I wish they had, like, so I lived in Idaho for almost a decade, and the ski resort outside of Boise, when you got to the top of the lift, had a beacon. So you can literally go, like, and the beacons are like 6 feet buried, and you can go find them. And they did because I don't snowboard, I ski and snowboard, and they did a class with Sachi complex in a lot too. But like it was a 2-day class. You spent the first day doing most of the classroom stuff, and then you got our mini tour. The second day, you were all out doing like pop rescues and stuff. It was super fun. All local, fancy, and like really good stuff. But it's in Idaho, a lot of the resorts have gates. So it's just like I wear my touring setup in those, so I'm like, oh, let's go over to this place over here. It's really really like 6 years ago. So
It'll be there forever. That reminds me of that where
my buddy went last year in January and he's like, I need to go. Because the food's amazing, the culture's amazing, the snow's amazing. I need to go.
Yeah, it's cool. What brought you to this area?
My husband works for UNR. So we came from, I was watching the Boise State game, so we came from Boise State.
Yeah.
And then we were at Stanford. So he's a San Jose guy. I grew up in Chicago. I went to school out here. And then he was out fully
Yeah.
so then Colorado, Idaho, California. I live in Reno now. So I like it. And my kid is taken to skiing, which is pretty awesome.
That's nice.
I tried to get him into hockey and soccer, which is what I can't do. Like soccer is okay, hockey hasn't really taken to. But I told him, like, if you can ski, you can skate. It's the same thing. Same thing. Because when I was learning to ski, someone was like, oh, it's like ice hockey skates.
That's a good point. It's true.
Just one for skates. I've been a snowboarder for a long, long time. And then I started skiing maybe like a decade ago. Because I was working in the industry, I was like, I should know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So being a snow, like I literally just rented skis and went out and was like, how hard can I ski? And fell down the hill.
That's me on a snowboard.
Yeah. So now, but it's funny, I probably ski like 70% of the time now because my kids ski with kids.
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot of parents, even if they do snowboard, get into skiing for their kids.
Well, it's a lot easier to pick them up off the ground when you're not in the snow.
Get them on the snow on skis and then transition it later.
Yeah, I think he wants to learn because dad snowboards, so I think he wants to learn. But,
Yeah.
long as he's, I don't care as long as I'm still.
Yeah.
If you're having fun,
That's
I
how I
don't
feel.
care how you do.
Yeah, that's poetry. Yeah, that's the same thing like where they are, it's for any level person. So if there's a beginner, like I'm speaking. I'm just happy to be out there.
Well, that's cool. Do you do that locally here or like other places?
Here,
Or?
Sun Valley and Breckenridge.
Okay. Yeah. I'm actually going to Sun Valley again in January. I got made like a de facto tour guide because I love it.
Right.
But they're like, where should we get our Airbnb? Because it's on like college trips and stuff. We're doing that and a Utah trip. I want to get into more like the hot trips, which there's not many pets out here. There's a million of them out here. I really want to get into that kind of stuff. These are super cool.
Yeah, these are like weekends, but then I also do out here because I do just like one-day events for ladies to just meet the women. But it's just like, a lot of women, it's hard to find other women to speak.
Do you have like materials so I run a ski shop in Reno. Do you have materials that I can pass on?
These are for you. Oh, like
a stack of them?
Yeah, I'll give you a snack. Thanks.
It's like I always have like magazines and things that relate to what I said, so I'd love to take those and put them out. And then like we have the Palisades coupon codes there and all sorts of like little flyers.
Did you guys move from the summit?
Yes. So I wasn't working for them when they were at the summit. I worked for them for 10 years.
Okay.
And then unfortunately I got laid off last year. They laid off 300 people. There were 2 in the Reno store. It was me and our engineers. We were the only 2 that had kids that were using health insurance. And so this wasn't random. But they'll say it was random. It's really hard to find. But I applied for the Blue Zone job because I'm a bike mechanic. And I got hired as a bike mechanic, and 3 weeks later I was ready to start. So, which is,
You know what you're doing.
yes, thank you. But yeah, we moved to the Truckee on 89 by the Temple. Tahoe City right downtown. South Lake, Carson, Reno, and then Roseville. But we're in downtown or midtown right now, like RPM, like so I was actually going to try to get with the savvy people and see if we could do an event, like a presentation in their public space. I'm trying to really like do some grassroots marketing stuff because our marketing, our brand sucks. And I'm like trying to take it upon myself without overextending myself. But like I need to like, people that are around for years. Trying to like company's been around for 10 years. I struggle a little bit. Like I'm coming from the ground up. My background's in and I'm like, let me help you guys. Like, they don't want to give over the keys. So it's like,
Be in the way of yourself.
yes, they are. It's the meme where the guy's sneaking his foot wheel of his bike. That is what it's going.
It's crazy too if you have someone like following you. I'd be like, oh, yeah.
Well, that's the thing, and I get a lot of ladies. And I have 3 women that work in the store myself. My e-commerce person, and then I have a master's person. So, but she's contract. She has a kid. She works for the city. So she's like I give her her she doesn't have like shifts or anything like that. But like, I couldn't tell you how many times like women just want to talk to me. It was lovely to meet you. So I will put these out and hopefully it's a business. Are you like North Star or Palisades or Thank you.
Likewise.
Thank you. All right, I gotta get home because I gotta go ski. I have to wax it in here. Thank you.
from Charlotte. Josh used to be here. Yeah. You're here? Have you?
You don't know? Because you're South. No, they didn't. She said, she's like, you gotta try it. And I'm like, there's no trouble. We had a big team. You know, you're good communities. Yeah, I know. Exactly what I know. One guy, we do all better, you like everything. We were like, hey, and then had to cook it, and we kind of got awkward. Because we were like, oh, so that was a weird thing. It wasn't that bad, but it was really cool. Grow up with her. You guys literally grew up together. Wonderful, like, not many people can have like a friendship like that. That's awesome. Did you go to Colorado, right? Where? Western? I'm a scout guy. I was in I grew up in Seattle for the most part, and did they? Okay, go Huskies. I have a good buddy that went to Western, played football, and they still have a football program. They cut it then, so he had just left. He just left. He just had left. And then they cut it right after he did that. And I live in Whistler, too, so I know that.
Yeah, when did you come to Turkey?
I'm actually in Reno, which is I have a place in Boise still, and I've been at her for a I cruise around my car, and like all summer I had a bike and my golf clubs, and at any point I was ready to rock and roll. All right. Yeah. And I just kind of lived in my little zone there. So. I've met her through a couple different friends, and they said this is a great golf. So whoa, really? What other sports did you play in high school? Lacrosse and soccer.
But the kickback is That's why I didn't give it to him. No, I'm not stuff like that. It's a 9 so like it's 2 and then you go on with you know her way better her parents met my parents when we were playing together, so and we've been paired our entire life for everything. That's why I'm making this start right now. And why I come to the table, like, that's what we're doing. I don't keep up. And she always has that's Have you been to the restaurant? Here we are. Okay. Right. What do you get? A lot of love. When I did all my like cheat
How was it?
I have something for you.
Would you want to surprise?
It's kind of your Christmas.
You got this
present.
snowmobile.
Well, I got my Christmas. I have a handlebar for it, so we can build it one step at a time.
Wow.
No, I did it. Yeah.
It's all right. You take those on my bike.
Do you want to just do it again? Oh, you
Wait,
want
is
to
it
do
just That's why you're coming to bed. I know. That's why.
So you can purchase me with it? You can win.
You know. I can wait.
Yeah, you'll make it not fun. Give him some good or just see if he's gonna guess on
So
it.
it's something from that.
Well, and also give him the like.
Was it more motor focused or just backcountry
Mostly.
Okay, cool.
That's
That works. Very proud of you.
I got it, but this isn't for you. With my smart knowledge. I won it. I mean, when they were doing the trivia, and I read. Oh, right. With my brains, yeah.
Yeah, has a little
This has this little tiny squares that make it extra.
I love it.
Alright, so that's the thing.
I'm a huge big
Alright, you're
I have.
Yeah, okay.
yeah, huge fan, huge
This is
fan.
one drink trivia. I ate the first answer. No, it's just
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it can't be that big of a place here. Good.
huge score.
Is that satellite?
Yeah. These are awesome. And the reason nobody has these is
I think it's 500.
yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be a,
You know what? But I want like the trivia roundabout way into finding out what this everything is. I'll pretend I didn't see it. How would you have led me into it?
I was waiting for Charlotte to do that.
It's a gadget.
yeah, I wasn't gonna guess that.
Expensive.
Right.
Yeah, it's GPS radio maybe would have come out, but probably like fifth guess.
For like I think
Yeah. That's like the satellite radio or like satellite phone 75 with like satellite messaging essentially.
It's like if you win this one, I
Good day.
I want
And the fun thing about this is whoever's out is celebrating. So if you're going out like doing whatever, or he's going out doing whatever, truly a group.
So I have a
It's good to have as part of the survival kit.
1,000. Yeah. I was like, you guys are doing this.
Yeah, I thought it was me right there.
Well, it was a team effort. That's all I'm in here. True. Driven by you.
Hey,
Yeah.
seriously, you guys, seriously. Friday night,
I know.
big deal. Bring this, you might not.
I know.
Also, though, just like good to like just to get into the mindset of the season. Even just like trying to get here for that, it's key. I was kind of stuck in. I was really thinking about all this. But it's a big
Oh, where did she say they do a beacon?
So I just fired up this. I mean, I did it too. So
You went out to the hut, totally dead bad. Like, I'm an idiot. Why did I not pick the battery? Yeah.
They like check the welding, check your probe to make sure access.
And connections within the probe. We can do all of that.
The very first thing was like know your partners
The group dynamic is definitely a thing.
It's like arguably most of it. Because like the shovel, that shit like only sort of like keeps you safe, like partner selection,
So it's like, takes to a whole new level with like, you're out there, like, if one person in the group gets, like, you talk about it, and like, figure out alternative route or whatever it might be. Compared to like, you know, biking or whatever, it's like, oh yeah, like we're ready to like whatever. Like when you're out there, like you're a group. You think like a group, you like a group, like you go down like a group. Like for better or worse, like everything has to be like there's like other things that you just worry about that thing. Like you don't worry about it. Like whatever, like out like just go around the thing rather than go over the thing, like whatever. But like you know, if you want to do like a side traverse stuff, like weird stuff, like this mode, like I just want to do that.
I might have to take you out. So, yeah, frisbee.
Yeah, we're not playing frisbee. Yeah, like the group dynamic, where it's like the consequences are higher when you're like out there. So it's like if you're like running around or whatever, like low consequence. You can agree or disagree on the route, but it's like low consequence. Versus like you're going across like something all together as like a group of four, like you're gonna have each other's backs, like you're all be comfortable with the decision that you make. Because it's not like you're just like walking the TCP or you're like going on a
They mentioned where you can also. They were talking it's oh, the I just heard the S part.
waking up like
Are you talking about the digital thing? Yeah, where they could like
yeah. Yeah. That's
the biggest difference between skiing and motorized trips. You're not really likely to use traffic so much.
we're escaping this valley, not like I can see you at all times. Like we're staying in this giant valley. Yeah.
Literally, like, the furthest you are away on skis is like when you're at the top, and when somebody skis away from you, you can follow them.
It's funny because now that I've like slightly gotten into that world, like now I just have parameters. It's like, alright, like we'll talk first, like this road, that week, but that way. So we're still talking about like chicks. There's random, like hundreds of square meters, like at least miles apart from each other. So that's where it's like totally different. You're never going to be more than like several hundred meters away from like your ski.
Like, literally hard to get away from it.
Yeah, like maybe on a downhill, you get off that there. Snowmobiling, like, it's like dirt biking for that matter. Like snowmobiling and dirt biking are very similar. But yeah,
Well, it's just like rap.
with the flick of a wrist, you can be like a mile away. Like, just go, I had like 3,000 feet up. Like, no problem. Like, oh, I can just go through it. Yeah, so you're heavy. Yeah. No, you're definitely right where you'll cause more issues than skiers. Fine.
Big things too. Talk about like movements of quickly terrain. Like when you're on skis, you're aware of like what aspect, what elevation you're on, and you're literally changing aspects and elevation so slowly. You can evaluate it. You're like taking one step, you're like taking one step, and you're like, right? It's tactile.
You're a full hour and a half of trouble. You have a really long time to think about it. Versus, like a click of a wrist on a throttle, and you're just like, oh, I'm on top of this rig. And then I'm on top of this tube. And I'm like, yeah, I don't push it. I just soon go up on like, I started to enjoy it like a little bit, but like everything's blowing. Like I don't need to do anything. Oh, I would love to be on this like, because when I get stuck, which I will get stuck, at least it's all flat around. Yeah, it's like I don't need to end up in like a street on the snowmobile. Like you can just go straight and do some turns and have fun. Like you require something. Yeah. I think that's like, somehow YouTube has targeted which is only a little bit true. But like you see people doing these like pin hooks, like FDR stuff. Like I just think like a terrible idea. I want to see how much. I certainly don't want to take a snowmobile up. And that's like the like YouTube worthy like snowmobile. Like you said, like, going out of the house in like a flat, lightly forested area. Wonderful. Yeah, like all like 15 degrees and less. Like you couldn't even see this area because it's like so flat. Like that Burnt Tree area. What?
I said, I'm down for that for you.
You can see the Burnt Tree area and you have to have it.
Yeah.
You can't technically backcountry for going back to the house. You need powder skis though. But Dana was on like a non-live snowboarder. So he was on like a 152 short snowboard that isn't that big and narrow. He's like 6'4", like 5'13" foot. He should not be on a narrow board, like a normal board. He should be on a long. And he kept getting stuck. And like I can get to the point like when you lean back, like you can get just enough speed to make some turns. Like you're certainly not shredding anything, but just enough to make some turns. And Dana just took me and stuff. He like met me down the fire and he's like, yeah, I'm done, I'll just shuttle you. He's like, this sucks. Yeah. I turned him loose into the Brook Forest, and he got stuck like 50 yards out. He's like rolling over, and kept going, got stuck there, kept going. Had a blast driving the snowmobile. He's a dirt biker, whatever. Like, he gets the whole flyer and it is. Do not stop. Yeah. Throttle is 100% your friend on a snowmobile. Like, preferably I'll make a tire ride. Because you literally just get stuck like that. Like, if you look the wrong way, you get stuck.
I know.
Kind of put that in. Yeah. That's so we actually
Person you want digging you out and fishing you.
So we bought a shovel just for because I had a shovel. It's like in my backpack, broken down. It's like literally, at least for me, I got something just like left right there. Yeah. So we got one of those, like it's one of those like all one piece of plastic, like one mold. It's not this big. It's like a little handle, kind of like the mini fish shovel, but it's all like one mold, so like it doesn't break like the 800 or so. And we're just gonna like, scrap that to the back of the sled, and that's just gonna be like a permanent fixture. It's like, you have this much room behind you, so you might as well scrap it. Yeah, just like whether we're in the car trying, or whether we're on the snowmobile, the shovel will go to wherever we're Zero regrets. And so we got two of them and put one of them into the white elephant. So we were at a white elephant party like last year, and that came up. We had it in our possession for like 5 minutes. We're like, this is a fucking good gift. So we went to the car. I walked to the other car, like, I'm like a proper, proper one piece on the deck and stuff. Like, you need, like, the mini one that doesn't break. And we got stolen from us, and I was like, super proud. So the next time I was the one that was like, we need to get one of those. And we should also buy 2 of them for the house. Yeah. Yes, we almost did steal it back to you.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah. You can't steal your own gift. Except everyone walked in with a 6 foot Everyone else had like the classic like little bag with the fluff at the top. And I was like, oh yeah, you could probably mix that in with people don't say anything to steal your own gift. But this is pretty obvious.
So people were very intrigued, so it's like next time you bring in a big box and put some in your
Yeah, right? It's hard enough to fun of the white elephant. You have to